Hashtag Act 2, the Sisyphus slipway and the wizard's curtain. Hashtag 4, the stone and the slope. The craters of torment appeared as black thumbprints on a white moon. Cyrus cut the engines. The paper sail coasted past powdered stone, patched sail folded tight. Name seems excessive, the prince said. The committee met here for 67 years, Cyrus said. That is a warning label, said Cindy Lou. The prince kept his rose bell clipped by his chair. The glitch stood at the rear porthole, his coat turning the narrow cabin into still narrower territory. Its old ledgers and outward-facing mirrors clicked when he moved. Below them, the craters showed their machinery. Each had a narrow rail beginning near its deepest point and climbing its inner wall in a straight black line. Basalt blocks, some the size of sleeping animals and some the size of small rooms, moved upward one at a time, held a finger's breadth above the rails by magnetic field. At the lip, each stone paused. Then it dropped, falling all the way back into the crater with a slow certainty that made the eye follow it even after it was gone. Thud. The sound came through the ship's hull a moment later, not loud but complete. It was the sound of a thing arriving where it had been going. Craters of torment, said the prince very softly. Are they tormented by the stones? Could be the stones, Cyrus said. Could be the craters. In a well-run system, blame is distributed evenly. Cindy Lou tapped the landing control. There's a pad. It has a green It has 2 green indicators. Then it is trying to establish an alibi. She gave him a look. Cyrus grinned because it was easier than admitting he liked being given a look. He brought the paper sail down anyway. The pad was a pitted square in the rim, black cabled and gray with dust. Nothing here pretended to be smooth. Cyrus went down first, his left boot toe tied on with wire. The weak gravity made standing useful but not elegant. Cindy Lou brought her wrench, the prince brought the rose bell. The glitch came last, with the care of a man entering a room where the chairs might remember him. A figure at the rail lifted one hand. The anchorite was older than Cyrus expected, and more ordinary, which was better. His work suit was pale at the knees, basalt dust filled the creases of his hands, and he looked like a man who had not spent the morning arguing with his own existence. Afternoon, he said, warm as tea. You're the ship with the sail made of invoices. Receipts. Invoices are too stiff. That explains the handling. He smiled at each of them without making a fuss. It was simply how he looked at arrivals. I'm told this is the anchorite, said the prince. I'm told I am as well. No one has produced paperwork. The prince considered this. Would you prefer a different name? Not at my age. I'd have to learn to answer to it. Cindy Lou pointed at the slipway. Why do the stones come back down? The anchorite looked pleased. Because they're finished going up. That doesn't answer the question. No, he agreed, but it is true. Come see. He led them down the rim by a path worn into the rock. The path was not guarded. There were no signs telling them what they were not permitted to feel there. In the crater's bowl, the magnetic rails hummed as low as a held breath. A basalt stone rose on them with a smooth, impossible steadiness, its rough black sides brushed with gray dust. The stone did not touch the rail. Cyrus could see the gap, thin and bright as a lie. At the bottom waited a neat stack of smaller blocks and a metal frame with a pair of handles. The field does most of the lifting, Cyrus said. The field does the lifting it knows how to do. The anchorite put on his helmet and held out another one to Cyrus. The rest is placement. I am exceptional at placement. I can tell. Your ship has placed itself at a 40-degree angle in a marked bay. Cyrus looked toward the paper sail. It was, from this angle, very nearly straight. The bay has an opinionated horizon. The anchorite chuckled and handed helmets to the others. Even the glitch took one. His coat would not fit under its collar, so he fastened the helmet loose and looked faintly insulted by the entire arrangement. The anchorite showed them the simple work: brace the block, align its guide magnets with the rail, walk beside it with a hand on the handle. The field did not remove weight. It arranged it, asking for a push at the right time and a pull before the wrong time became expensive. Basalt pressed cold resistance into Cyrus's palm. At the first turn, he found the rail's little vanity. The left magnet strengthened a fraction before the right. The anchorite corrected the resulting tilt with a flick of his wrist. Cyrus watched the panel numbers. He could tie the fields together, borrow a whisper from the ship's spare capacitor, flatten the slope into a floating line. The stone would glide upward like it had forgiven everybody. The wire was in his sleeve before anyone could tell him not to. What are you doing? Cindy Lou asked. Woo-wah, improving a public service. Which part? The part where gravity is behaving like a landlord. The anchorite set his hand on the other handle. You can't improve it before you've had a tea. Watch me. Cyrus opened the panel. The wiring inside was old but proud of itself. He fed his thin copper lead through the coil contacts, spoke to the ship on a low-maintenance band, and asked the spare capacitor for a favor it did not owe him. The paper sail replied with a chirp whose meaning was approximately, "This seems unwise, but it is not unprecedented." Cindy Lou leaned over the open panel. You're equalizing the phase. Don't tell it, it will get nervous. You'll take the hesitation out of the rail. That is the dream. The glitch watched without commenting. In the mirror scraps at his cuffs, Cyrus saw only pieces. The black stone, Cindy Lou's bent head, the prince's bell held carefully against his chest. No one's whole face. Cyrus pinched the last contact closed. The rail changed note. The basalt block lifted. It did not wobble. It did not ask for anyone's timing. It rose from the cradle, found the line, and began to travel up the crater wall as if the far lip had called its name and it had been waiting politely to answer. The handles went loose in their hands. Cyrus could have guided the stone with one finger. He let go altogether. The block continued. It moved upward with a polished serenity, black against black rail, a small moon deciding to become a thought. Cyrus spread both arms. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the end of 4 arms. The prince looked impressed despite himself. It is beautiful. It is, said the anchorite. Cindy Lou studied the panel. It works. Cyrus bowed to her. A rare acknowledgement, please record the date. I am recording the amperage. At the top, the stone eased over the lip. Cyrus expected it to keep going, perhaps to sail above the crater and file an application for a less physical career. Instead, it hovered. The field held it in a suspended, gracious stillness. The anchorite walked up the rail beside it. He did not hurry. The slope had become nothing under his boots. At the lip, he reached into the panel set there, opened its cover, and turned Cyrus's borrowed wire loose. The rail's hum deepened. The stone settled. For a second, it seemed only heavier in the air. Then it came down. Thud. The impact ran through Cyrus's boots and into the bone behind his teeth. Dust leapt around the stone's base and lay down again. Well, Cyrus said, I see your concern was theoretical. The anchorite came back down the slope. He gave Cyrus his wire coiled neatly. That is a very good trick. Thank you. It would help on a bad day, perhaps an injured hand, perhaps a rail with a cracked mount. You knew it would work? I suspected strongly, which is the mechanic's version of faith. The anchorite nodded. Then keep it. Good tricks ought to be kept. Cyrus expected a reprimand. Its absence made him suspicious. But you turned it off. I did. Because? The anchorite put a boot on the basalt. I do not come down here to be done with a thing. I come to be with it while it happens. Cyrus made a shrug large enough to shelter behind. You could be with it while it floated? Some days I will. The ease is what heaviness learned to look like. He let the sentence stand among the rails. Then he took his foot off the stone and gave it a small, competent shove into its waiting cradle. Thud. This one was satisfying in a different way. It was not a punishment, not a verdict, not even an answer. It was a stone saying, yes, I am here. Cyrus felt his own grin loosen at the edges. The prince set the rose bell on a flat rock and began at the anchorite's invitation to help with the next block. He was not strong in the theatrical way some young men cultivated, but he listened with his palms. When the field tugged left, he gave it room. When the stone reached the turn, he pushed at precisely the moment the anchorite had shown him. The rose watched through its glass, resentful and radiant. Cindy Lou checked the guide magnets, then checked them again because agreement with a system was not the same as trust. Your upper limiter is 6 months past service. It is. Why? It has been working. That is a reason to service it. Also true, you have spare parts. I do. Why are you smiling? Because you came all this way to tell me I ought to look after my equipment. I came because the relay route is closed. Yes, but you found time. Cindy Lou looked at him with the blank severity of someone deciding whether to throw a wrench. Then, impossibly, a corner of her mouth moved. The glitch had not joined them. He had walked to the low wall beside the rails and stood looking down into the crater. His coat was buttoned to the throat, though the suit cabin kept the air. Temperate, the crowded lining made him broad and dark against the pale ground. From time to time a mirror caught a star and sent it somewhere else. The anchorite noticed him without announcing it. That coat has a lot of weather in it, he said. It is certified, said the glitch. Everything is certified until someone asks what it does. The glitch's fingers closed at his collar. It reflects approach. Does it? Yes. The anchorite considered the small mirrors. Useful thing, approach. Hard to have tea without it. Cyrus was ready to make a joke. He had 3 available, all bad, but the glitch was looking at the basalt stone in its frame. Not the rail, not the sky, the stone. Would it inconvenience the work? The glitch said. If I remove the coat? The anchorite nodded toward a steel hook. Not at all. We can watch it for you. No, the glitch said quickly. I can watch it. The hook is still there. The glitch took off the coat. It was not dramatic. He unfastened one clasp and then another. He slid his arms free. The coat folded inward under its own weight, ledgers and mirrors and old authority making a heavy, complicated fabric. He hung it on the hook. Without it, he was leaner than Cyrus had realized, and slightly crooked in the shoulders, as though the coat had been doing some of the standing for him. Cyrus checked the time on the rail panel, then wished he had not. A thing could become a test just by being measured, but the glitch had seen the glance. 11 minutes, he said. Then I will reassess. Excellent, said the anchorite. We love a plan with an ending. For the first minute, the glitch held both hands at his sides and stared at the coat on the hook. In the second minute, he stepped to the stone frame. In the third, he put his palm against the basalt, then took it away as if it had said something confidential. In the fourth, Cyrus passed him a handle. The glitch accepted it without looking up. In the fifth, they began walking the next stone up the slope together, the anchorite at the front, Cyrus at the rail panel, the prince careful at the left brace, Cindy Lou at the right, and the glitch on the rear handle. In the 6th minute, the prince's rose complained by tapping one leaf against its bell. Nobody attended to it immediately. The sound was not an emergency. In the 7th, the glitch shifted his grip. The stone was not hard to move, but it required him to lean into it. His sleeve rode up. There was pale skin at his wrist, unmirrored. In the 8th, the field hesitated at the turn. Cyrus felt the old invitation in its stutter. He did not take it. He said, left a little, and the glitch moved left a little. In the 9th, Cindy Lou said, you're pulling too much. I am aware. You are making it work badly. I am adjusting. That is not the same thing. The anchorite laughed once, a sound so friendly that even Cindy Lou did not object to being laughed near. In the 10th minute, the stone found the top of the slope. The 5 of them stood with their hands on it. The crater spread below, rails, dust, their little ship, the hard marks of their boots. The glass sea beyond it shone in the distance, flat as a polished plate. Nothing had been smoothed here. It looked better for the fact. In the 11th minute, the glitch let go of the handle. He did not reach for the coat. The prince looked at him. Cyrus looked at the crater. Cindy Lou looked at the upper limiter, which was her mercy. The anchorite pressed the release. The block dropped its short final distance into the catch at the lip. Thud. The glitch put on the coat after that. He did it carefully. He did not button the collar all the way. They had tea in a maintenance room with a hot plate, 6 chipped cups, a sail-patched chair, and one hand-sized window looking straight into the crater wall. "That is a very bad window," Cyrus said. "It has excellent manners. Never shows off. It shows a rock. An honest rock." Cindy Lou wiped basalt dust from her wrench. "You counted the people, but did you count the window?" "I dismissed it correctly." "You don't dismiss a window correctly." The prince asked whether the anchorite lived here alone. "Mostly. I miss having someone around to lose the scissors." "I lose things often," said the prince. "I could stay. I have one bed and you have a rose with standards." Cyrus leaned back in the reclining chair until it made a noise like a hesitant animal. "Come with us. We're headed to the OZ sector. There's supposed to be an administrative intelligence at the central relay. We can introduce you to paperwork in its native habitat." "No thank you." The anchorite sipped his tea. "I have seen a committee. I'm not reckless." "The rope gets strange beyond there," Cyrus said. He meant your company has been unexpectedly good. He did not use those words because he had a professional reputation to preserve. Routes always do. You could have a bunk, not a good bunk. The ship is held together by receipts. "Receipts are more flexible," you said. "They have their moments." The anchorite's eyes went to the window, the small, honest square of rock. "I like the stone's timing. I know where I am when I hear it land. Besides, somebody has to keep the slope from becoming a story about a man." Cyrus did not have a joke for that. It was annoying when people said a thing that used up all the available jokes. After tea, the anchorite took them to a storage bay, shelves, chalk marks, a hand hoist, and rows of basalt, each stamped with its weight, origin, and red declaration tag. Cindy Lou stopped. "These are logged," declared Ballast. "I prefer it that way. You can find things." Cyrus touched the nearest block. "Are you offering?" "I am. The stormward routes have begun to pull sideways. You'll want something in the hold that admits it has mass." "We already have a cargo hold full of—" Cyrus began. "Undeclared things," said Cindy Lou. He stopped. The anchorite nodded. "Those may be useful when you know their names. This is basalt. It is not subtle. It can't be misfiled by accident." The glitch stood just behind Cyrus. "What is the quantity?" 4 blocks, said the anchorite. 400 kilograms each. I chose them because they are boring." "Boring is excellent," said the glitch. "Boring has saved more ships than charm." Loading took the afternoon. The anchorite found a battered pallet jack. Cyrus criticized its wheel alignment. Cindy Lou said it was the only thing on the moon that had not lied to her. The prince apologized to a block when the ramp clanged. The glitch ran the hold winch and read the numbers aloud. 300. The pallet is listing. "It has a personality," Cyrus said. "It has a load." "Those are not mutually exclusive." They set 4 blocks low and central in the aft hold, cross-strapped to the floor ribs. Cindy Lou entered every number herself. Ballast, basalt, origin, craters of torment, quantity, 4 blocks. Mass, 1,600 kilogram. Status, declared. She read it back once, then submitted it to the port registry out of pure principle. The registry made a thinking noise. The paper sail S console blinked. Declaration received. A second later it asked whether the crew wished to schedule offloading at the next approved disposal facility. "No," Cindy Lou said. The console blinked again, as though not expecting that word to exist. "Don't get clever," Cyrus told it. "I am not clever," said Cindy Lou. "I am logged." At departure, the anchorite raised one hand. The prince pressed his glove to the rose bell. The glitch stood in the hatch with the top clasp of his coat undone. The anchorite noticed and made nothing of it. "Try not to make the route effortless," he called. "I am wounded by the suggestion," Cyrus said. "That is ballast too." The paper sail lifted, lopsided at first, then true. In the aft hold, the declared basalt did not shift. #5, pay no attention to the code.